So in this video, we are going to talk about Sabian symbols for all this humongous change that's happening right now, and for all the, outer planets in Saturn changing signs. So what's going on, you can watch my previous video if you want to figure out the cards and so on. But Pluto, as we know, is the lord of the underworld. Pluto is a big transformer. It moves very slowly, and right now it sits in between two zodiac signs. It actually still activates when I'm recording at the last degree of Capricorn, and it will be moving into the first degree of Aquarius as of 19th November, so 2024. So let's see the first degree of Aquarius and the last degree of Capricorn in Sabian symbols, and I'm using the book by Linda Hill. Last degree of Capricorn is 30, Capricorn 30. Directors of a large firm meet in a secret conference. I actually do prefer the Sabian symbol by Dane Rudyard, how it sounds, because it sounds much more, I think it sounds much more at what actually is going on right now. So let me just show you this one. So this is Dane Rudyard's astrological mandala. So his degree, which is older, sounds a secret meeting of men responsible for executive decisions in the world affairs. So the power to assume responsibility for crucial choices arrived at after mature discussions with those who share this power, and it's about executive power. Here Linda Hill says that it's about, sharing secrets, confidential information, masterly control, big guys calling the shots, being too busy to see people of lesser importance in your life, rationing time, and I think it's also time control, governments and secrets, spies, private councils, planning and plotting, and that's all happening before the closed behind the closed doors. We can't really see it. So excluding others, exploiting people, situations, elitism, being controlled by those above, decisions being made behind closed doors, dark rooms, concealing the truth from others. So just be aware that things and big decisions are being made at this moment. And even though we're not totally aware of what's going on, don't just blindly believe what you are being fed, because there is a big shift of powers that's happening, and the old powers don't want to give up power. So the where Pluto is moving into the zodiac sign of Aquarius, and Aquarius 1 is an old Adobe mission in California. And here Linda says that it's about withdrawing into spiritual retreat in natural surroundings. Maybe that's how we are called to act when Pluto changes the signs. We need to connect, we need to keep the vibration of peace going, finding new areas to work with spirit, creating civilization out of natural elements, hard work to create places of sanctuary and learning, because it might be more and more difficult to have peaceful places on earth. Places once revered, now tourist attractions, so really taking into consideration also how you do tourism, forging links to new worlds, missionaries, bringing faith to the new world. I think the faith it's going to shift a big time, because aside from this Capricorn Aquarius change, we also have change from Pisces to Aries, and it might be, I don't know, that we are going to, have a lot of dictators around, or each one of us is called to strive for personal power, but a healthy personal power. So this is the dogmatism and pushing one's beliefs and ideas onto others. This is the shadow of the Aquarian energy. So if we're talking about dictators right now, maybe banks and bank system and this kind of taxation, etc., that it's not equal for everyone. And that changing into technocracy, you know, like, okay, like this disappears, like let's say physical money disappears because we're going to be controlling you over the electronic money. So decentralization with Aquarius is really important. Taking back your power, taking back power over your health, taking back power over your finances. And I think the systems will be trying to, you know, control it, like just in different ways. Taking over others' lives, moving in and taking over, monuments to the past sagging and fading, people moving in on other spiritual beliefs. So these are the shadows and the positives of both of these signs. And then Uranus is moving from Taurus into Aries. And when we go Taurus Aries, last degrees of Taurus and first degrees of Taurus Gemini, sorry. Taurus Gemini, where did you escape Gemini? There it is. Uranus is moving into Gemini. So last degrees of Taurus is a peacock parading its splendor on the terrace of an old castle. And one Gemini is glass-bottomed boat reveals undersea wonders and panoramas. And I think, again, from earth into air, we are going to understand glass-bottomed boat reveals there's something that was covered, that was looking so wonderful on the outside, like this peacock. We are going to see a little bit what's underneath it. Sometimes things might be really amazing. Sometimes it might be disappointing what we find. So here, tradition feeding, ego-centered attraction, grace and dignity, splendor, etiquette, gardening and enjoying the environment. Peacocks are the watchers and the Argos. Caution, risking one's integrity to displaying success, strutting one's stuff, inviting envy from others, believing that one is all things to many people, showing off and demanding acknowledgement, trying to convince others of something. So this is also for each one of us to look at when this shift's happening, and that's happening over 2025, 2026. So we're moving into this Gemini 1, being able to see within to forms that are not usually observed by others, clairvoyance, being able to connect with the collective unconscious, spiritual gifts that enlarge one's perspective, amusement and wonder at natural beauty, glass lenses, reflections of light. The caution is putting up a barrier of social safety to avoid involvement in the deeper emotions and rewards. Overemphasis on safety concerns, looking at things from a distance, leading to separation and estrangement, looking in the wrong direction. So, we've got to have this in mind when Uranus, the revolutionary, the planet that brings innovation, changes. So we don't, kind of remove ourselves from being participants and being part of these changes. And then Saturn and Neptune, they are moving from Pisces. Oh gosh, what was I showing you? I'm sorry guys. You know what I was talking about. Saturn and Neptune, they are moving from Pisces into Aries. And Pisces, last degrees of Pisces is a majestic rock formation resembling a face, is idealized by a boy who takes it as his ideal of greatness. As he grows up, he begins to look like it. So where we have Saturn, where we will have Saturn, when we have Neptune right now, and Saturn and Neptune will conjoin in 2025 when they move signs. Concrete manifestation of one's ideals. What are our ideals? We have to have this vision, what we want to vision, Pisces, but spirited vision, spirited action, acting upon that vision, it would be Aries, concretizing this vision. So concrete manifestation of our ideals, enduring truths, culmination of efforts, projections of ideal images, wanting to be big and successful, Tutankhamun's mask. the caution, not being at all clear about who a one is or what one can be, becoming a screen for the projection of others' ideals, stony faces that show the hardships of life, hardening of one's personality. So these things, are quite important of what's going on right now. And then we will be moving into this Aries one, which is, let's see, the first degree of all degrees, right? So you see this big shift. Not only are we changing signs, but also there's this fresh cycle that starts. A woman has risen out of the ocean. A seal is embracing her. Oh, that's a beautiful image. And that reminds me of this shape-shifting ability, also about Sedna and Selkies mythology. I like that it's a woman finally. Maybe there's also this something that's feminine that emerges out of, subconscious. Here we have cycle starting, beginnings, emergence into concrete manifestation, confidence in a whole new level of being, embracing, honoring the shadow or the animal within, tropical islands and lands, rocky shores, seals, Selkie myth, grounding one's energy, stepping between the sea and the shore, androgyny. So that's interesting also with the genders and this whole, the revolution that's going on. The caution, using masculine power to overshadow the emotions. So yes, right, because when you think emperor, when it's out of balance, it's very kind of dictatorial. Or to entertain fear, and fear, it's a best tactic to make us split, to make us separate, to make us project onto one another, refusing to move into a new state of being because one is held back by fears and old life patterns, falling back into previous unsatisfactory conditions, people dragging others backwards. So it can happen in your relationships and can happen for us, all of us personally. So I want you to just think about it from this perspective as well, because these Sabian symbols often really show up in the collective, and I'm just started watching them, and I think it's quite interesting. So let me know if there is any symbol that spoke specifically strongly to you, if you noticed anything going on, because some of them, like the Pluto in Capricorn, that's been going on since 2023 for us. Neptune on the last degree of Pisces will be happening for throughout 2025. So yeah, it's just really interesting what's going on. So let's keep our vision strong, and let's use the most positive aspects of these elements of air and fire when we move through this little squeeze hole and give birth to our new era in consciousness. Thank you for watching. Speak to you soon. Bye.